Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back with another Wi-Fi battle for you. This is the second match of my first round matchup on the OU tournament on Discord. So definitely for the channel, definitely leave a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are growing, and I definitely appreciate all you guys. So out comes the Glamora, right? Like the best thing about this second match is that I have the power of hindsight, right? Like I know what he's gonna bring to this battle. We're both bringing the same stuff. We can't really switch mon. So I decide, you know what? Let's see if I can get some momentum and go for a U-turn. But he shows me that he's probably fully offensive, bro, with the focus ash, and goes for a big power gem and knocks Jiminy clean out. So first turn of the battle, I'm already on a bad way, bro. Like things can't really get much worse for me here. So now I have to really make a decision. Like I'm really contemplating here, like how do I win this match without Jiminy, right? The best thing about having a choice banded Lokix is that it puts so much pressure because of that first impression. So now I'm in a pretty bad way. So I decide, you know what? I know that he has a pretty big psychic weakness on this team. From the last battle, I know that his Corviknight is the Tera fighting. So he has a pretty big psychic weakness. So I decide, you know what? Let's go for an Extrasensory. He's rocking the Focus Sash. I know that much. So I'm going to be able to at least pop the Focus Sash. And I'm hoping for a flinch here. Hoping that he gets some cheese with the flinch, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, he is able to get off his Stealth Rocks, which is very crucial. I have to figure out a way to kind of get those off of my side of the field and probably get my own Stealth Rocks because his team wouldn't appreciate that either. So I go for a big Extrasensory here. He knows what I'm going to go for, so I'm not too sure if he's going to let this go down. He ends up saving it, so which is a pretty good play for my opponent. Obviously, he doesn't want to just let this thing go down. He can probably use it as death fodder later on. And he goes out into Corviknight, so I go for a big Extrasensory, and now I have to make a decision, right? Like, true say 100%, my play is to go out into Kilowattrel. Thunderbird is the answer to this mon 100% because he doesn't want the smoke with Kilowattrel. I went out into Tantor because he had the Stealth Rocks up, so I make a pretty middle of the ground play here, and my thought process is, okay, if I can come in, I could get off my Stealth Rocks. If he wants to defog and show me that, be my guest, but I don't think he's packing the defog on his Corviknight here. So I decide, you know what, let's get up my own Stealth Rocks, and then I can get off a Rapid Spin, getting his rocks off the field. Then I can start going for like knockoffs or switch out. But then he starts showing me the Iron Defense, and I forget that this thing is packing the Body Press. And once he gets up to a certain level, Kilowattrel can't deal with this thing 1v1. So even if I'm able to, you know, switch out here, this is going to be a nightmare situation. My play 100% should have been to go out into Kilowattrel because he just got Iron Defense on me. So I go for a big Rapid Spin. Like I said, I mean, I'm going to let this shit play out, bro. Like, I'm going to be able to get off my Stealth Rocks, get off my Rapid Spin, get those off my side of the field, and now I could just knock off because I really don't know what item this thing is packing. He ends up showing me that he is packing the Rocky Helmet himself, so he's probably full max defense, and now he's even more bulky with the Iron Defenses. He shows me the Roost even, so this mod is the perfect foil for Tantor here. Tantor really can't do shit against this thing, so until he hit Teras, Tantor really can't do much. So I'm gonna decide, you know what, let's switch out here. But this is honestly a pretty bad play because if I switch out into anything, it's gonna take a lot of damage. You know, true say my play 100% at this point should be to let Tantor go down. As unfortunate as that sound, as much of a gloom-on Tantor is and how much I need him for this battle, I should have just let him go down because now he's just gonna keep getting more boost, bro, and this is just dangerous for me, bro. Like, I have to figure out a way to deal with this, and with him, without him terroring, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So he goes ahead and shows me a big Body Press, and it does well over half, bro. So I go for a big recovery here. I'm hoping that, you know, maybe if he decides to Tera, maybe I can switch out or bring another Mon. I decide, you know what, let's go out back into Tantor. This should have been the play originally, bro. I don't know how I could make such a big misplay, but you know what, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm learning every day. So I go for Tantor and he goes for the Power Trip. It doesn't do too much, and honestly, I'm not too concerned with the damage at this point. At this point in the battle, I just need a Mon to go down so I can bring in Kilowattrel and put some pressure. Right now, my opponent has me on the back burner, bro. Like, Tantor's about to go down, and I already lost Jiminy. So things are not looking too good in this side of the battle. So I could very easily just let him continue to, you know, beat himself up with the Rocky Helmet I'm just gonna knock off. It's barely gonna do anything. It does like 1% health because he's so bulky. And he roosts in my face again, bro. Like, this thing just needs to kill me already. Like, put Tantor out of his misery so I can come in with something that can actually help me, bro. I have to let Tantor go down. So Tantor, please, just body press me, bro. Like, honestly, all he has to do is body press, which he does, which is fine. It's obviously going to take a little bit of damage from the Rocky Helmet, which is definitely going to put him in range for certain moves. But now I can come out into Kilowattrel, and he does not want the smoke with Kilowattrel, bro. So I'm going to decide, you know what? Kilowattrel is the best play. I am the choice scarf. I know I'll be faster than everything that he wants to go for here. So I decide, you know what? I'm actually going to Volt Switch. I probably should have you know, went for the Air Slash, predicting him to Tera. But I decide, let's go out into the Volt Switch, because if he doesn't Tera, it's going to do a lot of damage. It may even kill it. And if he does Tera, I'll at least be able to come out with a different mon that'll be able to threat him out. Maybe I can get off like a Toxic with Clodsire. He ends up going into the Tera and gets into the Tera fighting. And now I have to make a decision, right? Because obviously I did Volt Switch. So whatever I go out into is going to have to take a hit. So I decide, you know what? Let's Volt Switch. Let's get a little bit of damage off, a little chip on this mon. And let's go out into Oswald here. Oswald's going to come out. And if I'm lucky, I'll be able to get off a Toxic on this thing to pretty much put this thing on a timer. So he goes for the big body press, and with all those boosts that he done got up on Tantor's face, this is not gonna be enough, bro. Like, I don't have it in me to withstand another body press. He knows that. So, and I can't go out into anything else, bro. So unfortunately, Oswald is gonna go down here. So I was really hoping that my thought process was that maybe I'll be able to live, get a Toxic off something, you know, but that would have been amazing. Unfortunately, he's able to, you know, pretty much play this perfectly and outspeed me here and pretty much knock both of my defensive walls. So now I'm in a pretty bad way. So that ninja has to come out and he has to do something. So I'm going to decide, you know what? I'm going to Extrasensory with the Protean. I'm going to get the stab boost. I'm going to get a lot of boost. And if not, I'm hoping for a flinch, some hacks, something. I need something to help me turn this thing around. But I know that, you know, I probably have some moves left that I could still do and still be a threat to this mod. So I go for the big Extrasensory and he lets the Corviknight go down, which is great. That was a huge threat. Honestly, I really didn't know how I was going to deal with that 1v1, so I'm super glad he didn't save it and let that thing go down. So out comes the Torkoal, and I know Extrasensory really wouldn't do much of this thing. And I'm actually fearing the Solar Beam. I don't want the Solar Beam taking a lot of damage from that ninja. So I decide, you know what, let's go out into Kilowattrel. If I go out into Kilowattrel here, I could get off a Volt Switch and go out into something else, and then that'll kind of give me some momentum. I really need to start building momentum if I'm going to be able to stop this mod. So that's exactly what I have to do. He ends up getting a Rapid Spin off, which is great for him. So now he's not going to take that residual damage. That was a clean play from my opponent. I probably should have stayed in and tried to Extrasensory and see how much it does, but I'm seeing the writing on the wall, and this is even going to come clutch in my next battle with him, is that he doesn't appreciate the psychic moves, bro. So at this point in the battle, I know that. So I have to keep that ninja alive as long as I can. I'm thinking if I can go out into Broadway here and get off a couple of Dragon Dances, if I can get off 2, I know that I'll be able to beat this guy. But, you know, he goes ahead and yawns right in my face. And now I can't get the Dragon Dance that I so desperately need, bro. Like, you have to remember, he's going to get up Stealth Rocks now. So I have to go out into Kilowattrel here, probably Volt Switch again. Or, you know, or I could predict him to, you know, switch out into the Great Tusk and go for an Air Slash, right? He done saw what I was going to do. He saw that I was going to Volt Switch. He saw how much damage it's going to do. I could very easily do it again and get some more momentum in. So that's what I'm thinking I could do, but I decide, let's go for the clean Air Slash. I'm predicting him to actually switch out into the Great Tusk. He does withdraw, bro, and he actually goes into the Great Tusk, bro. So I make a clean prediction here. This is amazing, bro. So I go for a big Air Slash here. He gets the Photosynthesis and against his Defense Titan, but that's not going to be too much for me. So I get a big Air Slash off. And honestly, it doesn't do as much as I thought it would. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go for it again. And my play here is to keep going for it, because if he gets flinched, I beat this thing. But he doesn't get the flinch and gets a big knockoff on me. Gets a critical hit even. So now I can't come back in with Thunderbird. With the Stealth Rocks up, I can't live the Stealth Rock hit. So I have to stay in, and I'm just going to continue to Air Slash. At least I'll be able to take out this Great Tusk, or this Lethal Tusk in this case. Down goes the Great Tusk, and I know what's next, right? Like, my opponent has pretty much put me in position here to where he can pick me off. So I know what he's going to do here. He's probably going to go out into Slitherwing, probably going to go for the first impression, right? Like, that would be the best move that he can make. So that's pretty much what he does. I can't go out, right? I don't want the free damage on something else, especially if he's going to go for the first impression. So I decide, you know what? I'm going to Air Slash here. And if I Air Slash and he allows me to hit this, it's going to be over, bro. Like, there's nothing that he really wants to do. He first impression knocks me out, which I was absolutely predicting. And down goes Thunderbird. So unfortunately, you hate to see that, but I really couldn't do anything else in that position. True say, I make another misplay. What I really should have done, I should have went into that Ninja. Because he popped the first impression, I could have probably killed it with the Extrasensory, with Stab, or get the flinch. I really should have done that, right? Put pressure on this. If this thing was going to switch out, let it switch out. At least allow Broadway to come in and take whatever damage. Because if he switches out here and goes on to something else, even with that Ninja, I would be able to kill it with the with the Extrasensory. So that's what I should have done, but I go for a big Dragon Dance. And now I'm actually a little scared of this thing, because if I go for another Dragon Dance, he could get the Power Gem off of my face, and I don't want to take that damage. So I have to make a choice here. I go ahead and go for a big Extreme Speed just to kill it, right? Like, obviously, like I said, if I had went that Ninja, this wouldn't have been a problem, because if he switched out into this, he just took the Extrasensory and I would have been fine, bro. But I made a huge misplay here. So I go for a big E-Speed to knock this thing out, and out comes the Toxic Debris, which you hate to see, because now none of my mons that are going to be left are going to be able to not take that poison damage, except for Dragonite here. So I have to get off another Dragon Dance. That's really my only saving grace. I'm not packing the Earthquake like I normally would on this set. So I'm actually packing the Ice Spinner, and that's not going to do enough damage. So I have to go for another Dragon Dance or an E-Speed here just to kind of take this thing down, take this thing out as much as I can. Like, I really don't know what I'll be able to do for this thing. Obviously, he can go for pretty much anything, right? Like, I'm going for the Tera. I'm going to go for the Tera so I can get as much damage. But he can go for a Raging Bull. He could bulk up. He could do whatever he wants, bro. Like, he's in a pretty commanding position for me, and I'm not sure if I can take this thing out unless I get up another Dragon Dance. I actually have to get up now 2 Dragon Dances because of the Intimidate. Because he was able to come in and lower my attack, I need the second attack boost in order to be a threat. If I don't get that attack boost, Dragonite's not going to do enough damage. Just simply put, he's not going to be able to out damage the monster he has left. Even if he were to switch out here, he still has the Extrasensory, he still has the first impression, so I start going for Dragon Dances. I don't know if he's packing the Body Press, but if he is, bro, this is going to be a nightmare situation. He shows me the Body Press, so obviously everything is not lining up in favor for me for this battle. My opponent pretty much did a really good job kind of scouting out what I did in the first battle and playing his win cons to his advantage. I go for the Roost here because I have to try to preserve the Multiscale. If I could preserve the Multiscale, then I'll be in good position, but I don't. So he ends up taking me down to 12 HP, bro. Like, this is a nightmare situation for me. I'm going to go for another E-Speed because I have to get off as much damage as I can. Like, there's really no situation where I should just let this thing go down for free. So I go for a big Extreme Speed. And now that this thing goes down, obviously he's going to be able to Body Press and kill this thing. Now that I only have 1 Mon, there's really no situation where I win this battle, because all he has to do is let this Tauros go down and then come out into Slither Wing and go ahead for a big first impression. Because I have no choice but to click the Extrasensory to do the most amount of damage, that's his best move. But I know that, so I decide, you know what? Instead of going for the Extrasensory, I'm gonna click the Hydro Pump, because I'm hoping some way, somehow, maybe I'm able to live, the first impression and get off a big Hydro Pump on it. If I miss, I miss. If I don't, I don't. I mean, the battle's pretty much wrapped up at this point. So I will say I do end up losing the second battle, but I did end up picking up the W in the third. I wish I had that one to show you guys. With Greninja being my last mon, like True say, all I have to do is just click the Extrasensory, because if he decides to switch out, at least I'll still have a chance. But the thing is that obviously I don't know what the Slither Wing wants to do, right? Like, he has the first impression, so he pretty much has this in the bag, and I'm thinking some way, somehow, maybe if I don't Extrasensory, maybe I'll be able to live a hit with the first impression. So I actually decide here just to go for the Hydro Pump, because that's going to do the most amount of damage to not only the Tauros, but also this this Fire Turtle here. So that's exactly what I end up doing, and I end up missing. So obviously, I'm down to my last mon. I mean, there's not really much that I could do here. He definitely ends up kind of beating me out in this battle here. I do end up hitting the next Hydro Pump, which definitely is enough, even under the sun, to take this thing out. And out comes the, you know, he can very easily just go out into the Slithering right now and just go for the first impression. As more turns go by, I'm just going to get worse and worse health being taken from me from the Toxic. So, like I said, guys, if I haven't done so already, please rate, comment, subscribe in the video, drop a like, drop a comment, you know, let me know what you guys think of the battle. And I will be posting up some more of the tournament later on. So definitely appreciate it. It's been your boy, the notorious H.I.M, and I'm out. Peace!